just not happening at this point in time. It's really a kind of a dire situation right now to where we need that rainfall coming on through. And until we get that, we're just going to be seeing the possibility of, excuse me, more wildfires coming up and more danger. Excuse me one second. Never taken a drink on camera, but sometimes you got to. It's just hazy enough out there to give my speaking voice a run for its money. And unfortunately, that's about the situation that we have right now. It's decently dry, not too much in the way of wildfire smoke out across the area. Let me make Okay, our audio is working, so at least we got that much going for us. Okay, apologies again to everybody on Twitch tuning in late. Sorry for the delay on that. This is Weather Overtime from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Otta, keeping you updated on what's going on across the area as we go into the weekend. And as of right now, just not much happening for the time being. We do have some rain on radar, but that's about all that we've got is just some rain showers. Approaching the top of the hour, our front is on its way. You can see it moving on through these diagonal stripes of rain showers in the area of the northwestern part of the News 12 viewing area counties. I'd say that's going to be it for the amount of rainfall. We may see a speckle or two of rain up until about News 12 at 11, and then that should do it for the chances of rain for tonight. So we don't see much of anything else heading this direction, which is, again, a pity because if you take a look at where we are for the almanac section, we are just not seeing anything in the way of good news. We are almost 2.5 inches behind just for the month alone of November. So we're looking at some exceptionally dry weather here. But take a look at the year. We should be at 47 inches plus. We're not even close to that. We are now 9 inches below normal for the year on rainfall. So that is, again, pitifully small amounts in the last month. The last time we had an inch plus rainfall was early August. So September, October, and now November have gone by. 3 months with not even an inch of rain in the rain gauge. We've picked up fractions of an inch for the last couple of months, and that's it. So we need that rainfall. Came within 5 degrees of a record high temperature today, last set back in 1958, and a record low of 21 last set in 1940. So not seeing any cooler weather anytime soon either, but we'll talk more about that coming up here in just a little while. Have to thank News 12 viewer. What do we got here? Was this Mark Ralston? A very green view. That's the northern lights that you're seeing with a few clouds mixed in off the coast of Norway. And that's our West Shore home weather window picture of the day. And if you got pictures you'd like to share, we'd love to be able to share them for you and just let everybody else see what you're seeing. So if you've got pictures, drop them into our social media pages, and then also you can email them to us at pictures@wdef.com. We'd love to be able to see what you're seeing out there. Taking a look outside, it's a little darker right now. The Asian Lantern Festival at the Chattanooga Zoo usually lighting up this picture, but as it's after hours, we're not seeing anything there. If you'd like to see this picture anytime during the day on the EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam Network, head to wdef.com/weather for more. I-24 east and westbound on the ridge, looking very nice. There was a pretty good accident blocking traffic earlier tonight around this area. That's our Bailey's Heating and Air camera. From the downtown Chattanooga area. From the News 12 studios, Patriot Concrete camera, traffic moving along quite nicely in both directions, looking at I-24 in the middle of your screen. So no slowdowns being reported for this evening, so good news on that. Chattanooga Red Wolf Stadium, usually on Friday nights, we get a lot of backups taking place, especially going from 75 north to 24 west. Excuse me, that again, looking pretty good for now, but remember you're heading into a construction zone, so watch out for anything going through that particular area there. From Lee Point, 153 and 64, traffic on the Plainview Outdoor Advertising camera moving along quite nicely. And from Chattanooga Theater Center on the Speedy's Total Car Care, lots of folks out and about earlier this evening. Clouds look like they're breaking up a little bit, and a few folks out and about on the bridge heading over toward the North Shore. but otherwise decently quiet from downtown as well. And temperatures remain very comfortable. These, even a few hours after sunset, is our temperatures for what we should be our normal high temperatures for this time of the year. That, again, is way above normal for this time of the year. Our temperatures will be going back downwards again. We will be seeing some cooler numbers heading our way. We'll talk, excuse me, again. Man, this is having some issues with the windpipe tonight, and I sincerely apologize for that. There's our cold front. That thing is going to be responsible for bringing in some of the rain chances for tonight, and then also getting rid of a lot of them heading out of the picture as we go into the rest of the evening. So watching most of that head over to the east of us. We've got an area of low pressure down to the south and east across around outside of Florida, and that is responsible for drawing a lot of the moisture away from us. And that's why we are not picking up anything in the way of showers from this front coming through. This front coming from across the United States and Canada only tapped into a little bit of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico and the Great Lakes. So our showers out there were pitifully small, not even anything registering in the rain gauge for tonight. So that would be nice, but that's not going to be happening anytime soon. Now, our next storm system, this off the California coast, this is going to be heading our way in the next few days, and that's going to be responsible for giving us some more chances of showers out there. Tonight, lows in the lower 50s with clouds starting to clear the area, and then mostly sunny for Saturday with temperatures back in the mid-60s. Lower 40s, upper 30s for Sunday morning. Mostly clear, some more clouds coming in from out west. Temperatures for Sunday afternoon back in the mid-60s. This looks to be a beautiful weekend coming up. Great for outdoor activities, but please remember there are burn bans out there, so if you're doing any camping, anything like that going on, make certain you are allowed to build a campfire just in case before you get into trouble for not asking in the first place. Now, Monday morning, we see cool but not chilly temperatures back in the lower to mid-50s. More clouds coming in. That's the gray that you see on screen. And then for early Monday afternoon, excuse me, it looks like we'll be back in the lower 60s, and we start to see some speckles of rain showers around the area, but not seeing anything else at this time just yet. That's the leading edge of that moisture coming our direction. Now, what I want to do is take you day by day as we go into next week. So by Sunday, again, a few clouds, but outside of that, not really too much of a problem. And then more showers start to head on through by about Monday, and that is where we see our better chance of rain late Monday into early Tuesday. Showing you this because, again, a lot of people will be in motion early next week. A lot of folks getting off work and school early. For today, Friday was the last day of school for a lot of schools, but not all the schools out there. So Monday and Tuesday on the way to school, you may see some scattered showers out there. And then the heaviest activity starts to move in as we get into and around Tuesday night into very early Wednesday morning. Could even be some thunderstorms in this mix. Most of that looks like it's going south of us, but we need to watch for that potential coming on through. And then as we go into Wednesday, all that stuff makes its way to the east. There could be the higher elevation, some upslope flow, wringing the moisture out of the atmosphere. So there is the possibility from, say, the Tennessee-North Carolina line all the way up to the Great Lakes. Could be some rain mixed with snow in the higher elevations, as we will be looking for some colder temperatures to come on through. Now, for the big day itself, Thursday, not looking too bad. Things are going to be quiet and dry, so that looks pretty good. And then as we get into next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend, the 25th, we start to see signs of another system starting to make its way on through. And as it does, again, that could cause some problems with people hitting the roadways out across much of the area. Let's see, comment section on Facebook, Jeff Peterson, light rain in Dunlap, 60 degrees. Thank you very much for that. And Bishop Bob Midget checking in. Thank you very much. Say hi to Mr. Josh for me, and hope you have a great weekend as well. So thanks for tuning in, and also for all of the new followers on Twitch. Nice to have you along there. Now, we don't see any signs of winter weather, and afterwards this seems to be a pretty brief little visit, but by Sunday, in parts again of the higher elevations, about a week from now, there could be the potential Saturday night into Sunday of maybe just enough moisture to turn over to some form of a mixture. doesn't look like much. And even back to our west, this is getting interesting very quickly. This is the latest update that we have. Looking all the way back into the Midwest, that is where we see the potential of maybe a winter weather scenario shaping up for parts of the Midwest. And that is something that if you're traveling, especially on Sunday and early Monday, that could be very interesting to take a look at. We'll still be under the influence of high pressure for the most part, so not expecting a major problem for the second busiest travel day on Sunday, but there is still going to be that potential of problems out across portions of the area, especially to our west. Rain down to the south, maybe a mixture back to the north, so that could be an issue for anybody traveling out there, so something to watch if you are going to be hitting the roadway that direction. Island Cove Marina and Resorts, looking off to the north and east along Tennessee Highway 58 around Hunter Road, back on the east side of the marina in that area. Here's what it looks like into the weekend for us. Pretty mild, actually, all the way through for Saturday and Sunday. This looks to be a very good weekend coming up with numbers back into the lower to mid 60s or so. And that, again, for high temperatures, mid 60s by about Sunday, back in the lower 40s as we go into early parts of Saturday night and Sunday. Then that next system rolls on through, and we start to see that potential of rain, possibly mixed with thunderstorms into around Tuesday night and to Wednesday. That, again, is where we could see some severe weather south of us. I really don't see anything for us here, but naturally that's something we're going to keep an eye on. And then everything leaves the area by early on Wednesday morning. The big day itself, not a problem. Sunshine, a little cooler as that cooler air drops on through, lower to mid 50s there. And then again, after that, toward next Saturday, we could be looking at some more potential problems out across the area with some more rain passing through. So that could be a bit of a problem for right now. Jeff Peterson, is the mountain wave downslope wind possible still on the books? It doesn't look like it for right now. Let me see if this got updated properly before I answer that question. Will be windy again coming up Monday, Tuesday, into Wednesday. Into about the next 36 hours, it is possible. Looks like the highest wind gusts are going to be back into northeastern Georgia, and again, that's toward about tomorrow morning. Going forward a little bit more, we don't see too much happening, but by Monday morning, it does seem like we're going to be picking up a bit of a breeze taking place with that next round of the system coming on through. Again, this is just an estimate, so there's nothing on here in the way of actual hard numbers, but we are showing some much breezier conditions here by Monday morning very early, and then Monday afternoon, we could be looking at some possible wind gusts around here. I would say easily 20 to 30 miles per hour going Monday into around Tuesday morning. That also translates over into late Monday, early Tuesday, so I would say it's a possibility that we could be looking at that potential of a mountain wave situation. National Weather Service in Morristown did mention that possibility a couple of days ago, but did not say anything about it within their last forecast discussion or two. But if these numbers are showing up a little bit windier, I would say that there is a better possibility of that coming our direction. We'll keep you updated on that throughout the rest of the weekend, but very good question. Jeff Peterson from Dunlap, thank you very much for asking that question out there. Want to know more about severe weather and to talk to the meteorologists who do the forecasting and to ask questions about what you see on radar, what the best potential for severe weather is this season, all kinds of questions. McMinn County Courthouse, Athens, Tennessee, 6 p.m. Thursday, December 7th. Again, free Skywarn spotter training. These meetings last about an hour and a half, and if you'd like to attend, all you have to do is register. This one taught by the National Weather Service in Morristown. So if you would like to get a seat, again, doesn't cost you a dime. It's our tax dollars being spent, and in my not so humble opinion, this is one of the best ways that our tax dollars are actually spent in training the public to watch what goes on for severe weather. You become the eyes and ears of the National Weather Service calling stuff in. Now, keep in mind, this is a spotter course. This is not a chase course. If you want to chase storms, great. Get trained, know what to do. Don't be, as Professor Emeritus Charles Doswell called, storm chasing yahoos. This is a good place to start learning things. And again, this is going to be Thursday, December 7th. If you live in McMinn County or Athens, Tennessee, this is where you want to go for, again, training on this. Hour and a half out of your time, great opportunity to learn more. I've seen kids as young as 6, 7, 8 years old taking this course because they're interested in weather, and this course can give the kids a little bit more control over something that seems uncontrollable or even scary. So something to do, and some information here would really come in handy. It's not designed for PhDs, it's designed for everyday people. So you don't have to be a scientist, you don't have to be law enforcement, you don't have to be an amateur radio operator. Those things help if you are in those fields and those professions, yeah. But if you just want to learn about weather and the best practices to stay safe and to use your information that'll be called back to the National Weather Service by you and then put out into the community to law enforcement, amateur radio, or people like myself in broadcast media, we can take your information and tell everybody about it when we get it from the National Weather Service that says there's a storm here, it's moving here. If you're anywhere between those areas, you need to be in shelter, and your information can help provide that. So if you'd like to attend and you're in Athens, Tennessee, please mark that date down. We'll feature it again, or go to the National Weather Service at Morristown for more on that. For Hamilton County and Chattanooga, most of these meetings occur in the spring, late winter, early spring, when the severe weather threat is highest. Hamilton County, Chattanooga residents, your meeting is coming up Friday, February 9th. That's 4 days after National Weather Person's Day, just throwing that out there. And this will be at CHI Memorial Hospital. So if you'd like to attend this one, go to the same website, weather.gov/MRX. That's the National Weather Service 3-letter code for the National Weather Service site in Morristown. This will be on DeSales Avenue in Chattanooga. Again, this is designed for mainly the residents of the city and county and the surrounding environs they're being held in. The reason they ask for registration is for seating. It's not anything weird government conspiracy. It's just for politeness sake that if you're going to show up, tell them so, register for a seat. If they need more space at their location, then they can contact the people in charge of the location and get a bigger room. That's what it's there for. It's just for citizenship and politeness and being nice enough to your neighbor to say, hey, I'm going to show up here. So this is something that you can do to help out on that and be a nice human being for a change, if that is not the way you do things. But again, if you'd like to register, please do so. It's just the kind thing to do to help the National Weather Service out, to help them plan ahead for what goes on. So again, please do so on that. Now, you notice it for Athens, Tennessee, and for Chattanooga. There are not a lot of meetings coming up at this time, at least yet. Hopefully there'll be more added in the near future. If you are not able to attend any of these meetings we bring up, this will be posted on our social media pages a little bit later on. The course is called Skywarn Spotter Training. It's the role of the Skywarn Spotter, and it's taught by the University Center for Atmospheric Research, or UCAR. And if you'd like to know more about MET-Ed, their meteorology education program, tons of great modules here to teach you about the atmosphere, about fog, about floods, about emergency management, about how to read pilots' statements, terminal aerodrome forecasts, things like that. All available through here, but the really cool one is a free Skywarn course. And if you'd like to be able to take that, it's a great opportunity to learn more. To help, it basically is there to help supplement the Skywarn program. The writers and the editors at MET-Ed ask that if you take this course, that's great, but you should take an in-person course when you get done with this, if you are able to do so. If not, at least this will give you a rudimentary understanding as to what goes on. I believe there's a quiz after every one of these, but again, it's one of those things you can take many times so you can pass. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's a certificate available with this. So if you'd like to do this online, if you really want to be a Skywarn spotter and there's no meeting near you, this is what you do: meted.ucar.edu, and your opportunity to learn more about Skywarn from the comfort of your own home. So please remember to get that done out there. Our environmental link of the day, talking about what we can all do to help planet Earth. I've never understood the idea of bagging up the leaves so you can throw them in the dump and let them rot inside the plastic bags. There are much better ways to recycle these things, and the idea that if you take the leaves away from a particular ecosystem or a microenvironment like your backyard. The leaves break down over the wintertime and they get absorbed eventually into the soil, and that helps the soil stay healthy with those nutrients. If you take those away, then you're kind of doing your lawn a disservice if you see those leaves as junk. There's compost piles, there are community mulch events that these things can be dropped off to, but throwing them away or just chucking them in the garbage, that's incredibly wasteful and very, very short-sighted. So great opportunity to learn more about alternate practices to where a pristine green, completely mowed off at one level golf course type lawns more than anything else. That's not the way the lawns are supposed to grow, and that's not the way that lawns are really help the environment. So if you'd like to know more from PBS NewsHour about how you can stop raking your leaves, or better ways of trying to dispose of the leaves, in fact, by just leaving them on your yard, there's a great reason why, several reasons in fact, and this is available on my social media pages if you'd like to be able to check that out. And we're going to be featuring these a lot more often in the course of the next several days, so stay tuned for more on your environment and what we can all do to help keep our planet healthy. So definitely want to stay tuned for more on that. Think that's it for tonight. Let me do one more here and make certain that I've still got it. The tropics. We still have potential tropical cyclone number 22 out just between Jamaica and southeastern Cuba. The National Hurricane Center does not give this a good chance of development at this point in time. The last couple of statements from the National Hurricane Center, this did not look to be like it was going to be hanging around for quite some time. It is going to be making its way off toward the north and to the east. Actually, I take that back. The last issuance has been issued for this Friday, and number 22 has in fact dissipated as of 10 o'clock Eastern time. So just a few minutes ago, National Hurricane Center shows that number 22 is no longer going to be an issue, nor is it going to turn into Tropical Storm Vincent anytime soon. So that's that for number 22. So it looks like we don't have anything more to worry about there. We still have, again, about 2 weeks from, I believe, tonight, if I'm not mistaken. 30 days, half of November. No, wait, 13 days from tonight. So 13 days from yesterday, Thursday, the 30th. That is the end of hurricane season. So we're almost at the end, but we could still get our last two names in there, and we'll see what NOAA says about getting the last bit of information on there for the possibility of getting any more hurricanes. We still have the possibility, again, of seeing some amounts of the hurricane season. We can have late hurricane seasons. We can even have storms go through and into the area of around December. So again, we'll watch that very carefully. I want to finish up again as we head into Friday for a look overseas, weather where the troops are. If you have friends, family, or loved ones stationed overseas, hopefully we'll be featuring some of the sites that your friends or loved ones may be located at. Naval support activity, Naples on the west coast of Italy, 52 degrees. Few hours before sunrise, beautiful conditions out there, a bit on the brisk side, and winds out of the northeast at about 7 miles per hour. If you're on the home front, that can seem an awful long ways away, so helping you stay a little bit more connected with anybody who's out there serving that you know, trying to stay in touch a little bit more. Hopefully we touch on some of those out there. Bahrain, naval support activity location, 73 degrees. Right about sunrise on Saturday morning, west-northwesterly winds about 8 miles an hour. A little bit on the hazy side there with visibility reported at about 4 miles at this point, but not entirely foggy, so not too bad back into the area around the Persian Gulf. Way out in the Indian Ocean, Diego Garcia just past sunrise. Temperatures back in the mid-80s already, a dew point temperature of 78. That is very sultry just south of the equator. Winds east-southeast at 13 and a heat index at 8 o'clock in the morning of 97 degrees. So that is a little bit on the toasty side there. Let's go a little bit farther around the world In this case, back to the western Pacific, the islands of Japan, temperatures in the 30s, 40s, and 50s at noon on Saturday. Cloudy in Sapporo up toward Hokkaido in the north part of the country. Near Tokyo, temperatures back in the mid to upper 50s. Little cool, though, around Hiroshima. Temperatures back in the mid to upper 30s or so there. And 48 degrees back to around Fukuoka, down toward the southern portions of the islands around Sasebo. Looking again a little brisk there. Going a little farther to the north and west across the Sea of Japan. Temperatures in the area, same thing, around noon on Saturday from the Korean Peninsula, 30s and 40s. Not seeing anything in the way of bitterly cold temperatures, as sometimes Siberia can open up wide and send a big push of cold air down that direction. Seeing some chilly conditions in that location. Back to paradise, it is still Friday afternoon and evening in the Hawaiian Islands. Beautiful, 79 degrees, feels like 81, a nice onshore flow in Oahu with those winds out of the east-northeast at about 18 miles per hour, so a little bit on the cooler side there. And let's see, let's do one more stop here and head on over to Iraq. All this information is publicly available. There's no top secret weather information being gathered and let loose for anybody who could use it for nefarious purposes, as I have been accused of doing so before. All this detailed information is available right off the web, so this is just not to put anybody in danger. All this is just to give you, the viewer at home, a little bit more information about what it looks like, where you may have friends or loved ones serving over there. Iraq, temperatures in the 50s and 60s, again, right about sunrise Saturday morning, but nothing in the way of inclement weather showing up here. And we'll be featuring weather where the troops are right on through the holiday season, so stay tuned for more on that as we go into the course of the next several weeks. Want to make certain everybody's kept up to date. On the home front can be very much on the lonely side and very difficult without that information, so hopefully that information can give you a little peace of mind, and we'll show more about those coming up in the course of the next several weeks. So again, please stay tuned on that. All right, I think that should do it for tonight. Again, for the forecast through the weekend, go to wdef.com/weather on there. Bishop Bob, thank you very much. Always glad to bring you the weather information. Always glad to appear on your shows, on your podcasts, so thank you very much for that. And Jeff Peterson, yes, definitely recommend attending the Skywarn courses. Definitely something to really consider if you've never done that before. And if you haven't, I really recommend it as a good opportunity to serve your community, to help out on things of that nature. All right, we've almost gone another half an hour tonight. Usually try to keep this a little shorter, but, you know, if we're having fun, why not go a little longer on this? That should do it. Again, we'll keep an eye on the forecast through the weekend and more details on your forecast. Todd Heislip, meteorologist, will have your forecast bright and late on Saturday night and Sunday night, I should say. Dark and late, I guess, should be. It's been a very long week. I'm glad for this week to be coming to an end. Todd Heislip, Saturday and Sunday nights at 11. Chip Chapman will be back with your forecast on Monday morning, starting at 5 a.m. And, of course, I'll have your forecast through the rest of the week, including Thanksgiving and the day after Thanksgiving on Friday in the evening. So stay tuned. A lot of special programming, so we'll have more information online here sometimes than we'll have on air. But we'll keep that updated for you and let you know more about what's going on. So stay tuned for more on that. Live and direct, I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onek from WDEF News 12 in downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee, United States, North America, planet Earth, solar system, Milky Way galaxy. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Hope you have a great and safe weekend. And if you're not in next week because of travel, let's be careful out there on those roadways, and let's make certain we get back safely. And any questions on the forecast here, again, wdef.com/weather. Thanks for joining us.